Hey everyone, and welcome to this session for Parenting Together. So this week we are doing the painting. So in your kit you will have received a sheet that will say week 4 painting, and it would have been included in this green little packet with all your sheets like this. So if you've opted in for this kit, you will have had it delivered to you with all the rest of your items. And along with that sheet for week 4, you're also going to see a sheet that says the 7 grandfather teachings, and there's a few sheets here together. So what this activity includes is 3 options. So the things you will have received with your kit are: 1, you will have received a canvas, you will have received a pack of acrylic paint, and you will have received some paint brushes also. So to note before getting started is acrylic paint is a paint that doesn't wash out, it's meant to last. So wear clothes that you're okay with getting dirty, set up your environment so if there's any paint spilled, it's easy to tidy up. So a suggestion could be that you use this green envelope that we had sent you, and you could put it under the canvas and paint on top of it. That way you don't get any of the paint on your table or surface that you will be using. So let's go back to explaining what the activity is going to be. So there's 3 options. Option 1 is to do a painting around the 7 grandfather teachings. So you would use the teachings we had sent you. So if it's something you're not familiar with, you can read up on it, and all the information is going to be in this. If it's something you're already familiar with, great, fantastic. So you can have a little read through it. It talks about the 7 different teachings and the animals associated with each teaching. And what you would do for this painting is think about which teaching you relate to the most in this moment, or it could even be a few teachings. And then however you see that translating to the canvas, paint how you feel. So for love, it could be the animal associated with love, or you could do a heart, or whatever you feel like in that moment. Again, this is some teachings some people will know and some people won't, just because different nations in Canada or even on Turtle Island will have different teachings they will have grown up with and they have known about. So like the 7 grandfather teachings are something that's very well known within like the Ojibwe Nation, but it might not be very well known to someone who is from out west or who's from up north. So this could be a fun one to learn a little bit more. The second option is to do something called dot painting. So this is a painting style that is traditional to Australia, and the indigenous people there had done this for many, many years, and then in more recent years, people have been translating that onto canvas. So we wouldn't be able to recreate it exactly, but you can do a similar style kind of inspired by the dot painting, with maybe animals related to our land and the territory we're from, or it could be of a flower, it could be kind of like whatever you really want to do. So here I had done a turtle, and I did like the dot paintings and did it on top of. So you can get really creative with the style too. And the final third option is you can just paint whatever you want. So it's really up to you if you have something in mind that you've been wanting to do, or maybe your little one is really interested in getting creative, maybe some handprints or some footprints. It's up to you. Something else you can try is putting down the initials of your little one with tape and then painting on top of it, and once it's dry, removing the tape and you'll have their initials. So this one says MM, that's for me, Mercedes, Medel. So those are your 3 options for this activity. So again, when you get started, try to get the environment ready beforehand, before your child becomes involved. Just that way it's as prepared as possible so you can just dive right into the fun. So you'll want to make sure the space is ready. You might have squeezed out some of the paint onto a paper plate or something you don't mind getting a little dirty. A suggestion with that is don't squeeze all of the paint from the tubes onto whatever tray or surface you're using, only because you can always squeeze a little bit more out, but you can't put the paint back in. So that's just like a little tip. Also, you could add a little bit of dish soap to the paint. It will help it become a little bit easier to wash off, but again, it is acrylic, so it's not meant to be washable, so it will probably stick to some surfaces or like materials. So again, you're going to want to be careful with what kind of surface you're using and what kind of clothing you're going to be wearing at that moment. And then finally, another tip is if you do decide to do something like the dot painting, to do this, what you would do is you would use the tips of your paintbrush, and you can use that to make the dots. Or if you have Q-tips at home, you can also use Q-tips too. And another tip would also be to just have fun with it. So depending on the age of your little one, you can mix colors together and kind of show how a couple primary colors, so yellow, blue, and red, when mixed with like each other, they create new colors. Or even by adding colors like black and white to see that the colors get lighter or darker. So that's always a lot of fun to see. It's really easy to kind of make a concrete example about how mixing colors creates new colors. It could be a little bit of sensory, so if you're maybe like using fingertips, you can ask them like, what does it feel like, and have them like pressing onto the paper. But again, because it is acrylic, you do want to be careful about that because it is not a washable paint. And yeah, so that is the activity for this week. I hope you have fun and you enjoy it. Share it on social media. If you're on Instagram and you follow us, tag us at native_child_early years. And if you don't follow us, you should be following us and do it now. So have a great day, everyone, and we'll see you next time.